You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.
Jeez, there was a toxic relationship that was exposed last night in a video. Well, that was released at around about 6 o'clock last night. I was going, no, there can't be footage of it, can there?
Can't be.
It is pretty full on. Okay, so it involves the two sisters, Jade and Jasmine's in there. Now, Jasmine's married to Carl Stefanovic, so Carl was there as well. You got Michael Clarke, who was with Jade. Anthony Bell's there as well. Here's what happened in the video.
Don't you walk away. She can. She can punch me. You Go. Hit me. You're wrong. Stop it. Hit me. You're wrong. Stop it. Wrong. You're wrong. Do it again. Do it again. You're wrong. You're wrong. No, it didn't.
You don't get every message you ever put. You want to send it to India? You want to send it to India? Would you?
Talk to me again.
You're the love of my life. Come to India.
Don't ever talk to me again.
Get it. Stop, Jade. Stop.
Gee, that's confronting. I mean, Michael Clarke has obviously lost control in that moment. I don't know what happened in the lead up to that moment either, because if Carl Stefanovic is walking away, it sounds like there must have been an altercation between the two of them as well.
Well, Jade is with Michael Clarke. Now, she's making an allegation that Michael Clarke hooked up with his ex-girlfriend Pip Edwards on December 17. And he was also texting and saying to her, "You're the love of my life. I want you to come to India with me." He's denying it, like to the point where he was, and I don't like it when people do this, you know, on my daughter's life, I didn't do it. But Pip has now come out and commented and said, "I don't want to be involved with this circus. Michael, in his true nature, has taken responsibility for his actions, and I was blatantly lied to."
He said, Michael Clarke said I was lied to.
No, this is what
No,
Pip
Pip
said.
Pip said I was lied to, right.
So you sort of would think that maybe if they did hook up, she didn't think they were together.
Yes.
Because in that they allude,
Right.
they're sort of saying as well that Pip and Jade have spoken. That's how it's all come to light. So maybe Pip didn't know. Maybe then she reached out to Jade and said this went on.
Hey, couple of things here that I need to point out. Who's in the bushes doing the video?
Because it looks like you can see where they almost look like they're hiding behind like a timber-panelled fence.
Well, you
Because
can hear them at the end of the video. They're the ones going, oh, here they go.
But, you know, for the Stefanovics, you can't get in an Uber. You can't go to Noosa.
No.
Yeah.
Everything is
Can't go
recorded.
anywhere.
Can't go anywhere.
Let's throw to a professional. Tom, when you're in a bush and you are filming,
how dare.
what's the best spot to... Or is it better to be behind the bus stop?
No.
Or is
You
it-
said sand dunes are often the best way.
Sand dunes are not the way to go, but perhaps camouflage.
And what kind of zoom do you have? What's the best?
Just 3
filter?
times on the iPhone, guys. Three times.
well done to the Daily Telegraph. Sexing out is the front page. Has Michael Clarke commented on the jacket he's wearing on the front page? Or
It's not his best shot.
No, it's not his best shot. That's probably why they've gone with it. What I'm trying to work out, you're right, in that part, in what sounds like that main argument towards the end about whether Michael Clarke or what was going on the 17th of December, it sounds like Jade has somehow contacted Pip to try and work out what's going on,
And
which
that
is a massive move.
She sort of says she's seen the text. That's what she's
It sounds like she's read it.
Yeah.
And she's also spoken to Pip. You're right. This is a huge thing. When you suspect your partner of cheating, do you contact
The other person
that they're cheating with? 13 24 10 if you've done this before.
Remember that story I told you about a guy that used to work here? And he received a phone call from another bloke saying, "I just wanted to let you know, I've been seeing your wife. I think your wife is cheating on you." So he was the other guy and said, "I need to double check that this girl is, I think she might be married."
Yeah.
And then he explained the situation. He said, "Yeah, that's my wife. You've been seeing my wife." So then he said, "Look, why don't we catch up? I want to confirm this." And this guy was at a pub, drove to the pub. They both sat in the car and worked out what had been going on and that she'd been seeing both of them at the same time.
What a horrible feeling.
Oh, my God.
Because you would get a lot of pushback as well. You would get a lot of people denying it. Yeah, that's not me. Or I would... Like, if someone gave me a phone call and said, "Look, I've been with your wife."
Yep, Jason Busy Fingers.
And I'm also coming around to fix your fly screen later.
What do you mean by your fly
I've got an
screen?
invoice here for you as well. What the hell? I would be, okay, well, let's talk through this.
That's the thing. So I had a girlfriend who did this, dobbed in, called the partner and said I was with him. He said that you guys weren't together at the time. I think you probably were. This is it. The problem is, I mean, yes, you can do that, but then there's questions.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop with the revelation. That person wants answers.
Is this, of course. Has this stoush taken it to the next level as well? I mean, I think back to Gingell and Packer.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
In their trackies, Plumber's Crack showing, going head-to-head down at Bondi. I just couldn't think that you could get peak eastern suburbs more than that.
This is a highlight for the East.
This was up in Noosa, but this is Michael Clarke, top off, does a hamstring, denies everything.
That part's good, isn't it?
Does he still have access to the club doctors? Love to know if you've contacted the other party, Eric in Liverpool. What happened when your sister confronted her ex?
Oh, so he was still in contact with his ex, and they found out. So they conspired together and made a date with him at a local cafe, but he thought he was only going to go see the ex on the side.
Amazing.
And then when he showed up to the cafe, my sister was the only one there.
Thank you very
it's the
much.
best, isn't it?
And so he walks in,
Switcheroo.
the penny drops, and that's it.
Does he deny?
Bang.
Did he deny still, Eric, or did he man up?
Straight up apologising, but then the ex shows up and gives him a tongue lashing as well, and then they publicly embarrass him, bit of water in the face, and then ordered a bunch of food and pissed off.
Oh,
Right,
my God. He had to
well
pay
done.
for it. And was Carl Stefanovic there, Eric, or you don't know?
He was trying to walk away, wasn't he?
He was. And then he did his hamstring on the way out the
And
door.
Anthony Bell had a super yacht in the background.
He was doing a Sydney to Hobart.
Okay, I know this is a big thing to do, but if you suspect your partner of cheating, do you track down the mistress?
Yeah,
or
did
the
you call
person
the other party?
Did you call the other party? We're talking about the biggest story in the past 24 hours. There was a fair bit going on, a couple of breakups, celebrity breakups, and then the Qantas flight coming in as well. But that's been pushed to the side when the video was released last night of Michael Clarke and his partner, Jade. This was a week ago up in Noosa. There was a bit of a fight going on, and obviously Jade's had a crack at Michael for hooking up with his ex-girlfriend, Pip Edwards, on December 17. She said that she'd spoken to Pip. She knows everything. She knows about the messages. She knows that he wrote, "You're the love of my life. I want to take you away to India."
Come to India.
He denies it, pup, but I think he has now come forward and
He's apologised for his behaviour.
He's accepting all responsibility.
I mean, the idea of going, you know what? I think something's going on. I'm going to put in a phone call. Like, how do you start that conversation?
Man.
Besides, where were you on December 17th?
What do you say? I mean, when you ring someone...
I just wanted to ask a question.
What do you start with?
I know.
What's up?
Hey, is this 1-800-CHEATERS? I mean, what do you go with?
Well, the problem is that he gets papped all the time and Pip Edwards gets papped all the time. So I think the Daily Mail have photos of them at a party together that night.
Oh, do they?
Well, they've got certainly the days leading up to it. Yeah. So it's,
My
hard to
God.
lie.
You know, Daily Mail also tell you what they were wearing on the night as well.
everything.
They will describe everything. A glass of champagne in their right hand with orange shorts, complemented with green T-shirt.
Anna from Belfield. Now, was this your husband or was it a boyfriend, Anna?
It was my husband.
What happened,
I
Anna?
had just given birth
Oh, no.
for my first child, and I was blindsided by the situation. But anyway, he'd forgotten his work phone at home,
Yep.
and this phone just kept ringing. So I just redialed the number, and it was a quite long number. I looked at it, but I didn't recognise it at first.
Yeah.
As this female answered, I knew it was her. I recognised her voice, and it was just a big stab in the heart. And it was his ex-girlfriend for many years that he left to marry me.
Oh, right.
So, he had been seeing her behind my back, and it was just a horrible situation that I wasn't happy with. And he just was confronted, but they both denied. In the end, I just divorced him. It was a horrible thing to go through just after having a baby.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Anna. And are they still together?
No, they're not. And I just think he's cheating on his now partner with her. It's just the situation that they like. I just think that they just like being lovers.
Just don't get married if that's your way.
That's what I mean. No, just get out of other people's lives. Don't hurt other people.
Well said,
Don't
Anna.
touch anyone else's life.
Well done, Anna.
Good on you, Anna.
Carl Stevanovic wasn't there around that relationship as well, Anna. No. Okay, let's move on. Sally in Drummoyne, you found out that they were cheating through a phone bill, Sal.
Yeah, so one day our phone bill was joint and I went through and I thought, oh, that's a really high bill. And me being dramatic, it wasn't. It was just Spotify. But I actually ended up seeing a lot of calls which were quite lengthy to a number that wasn't mine. And I then put that number into Pay ID and found out who the person was. And I did call her. And I was pregnant. 4 months pregnant, and this wasn't our first child. And I called her, and she went black and blue. I said, "Are you speaking to my fiance?" And she goes, "Don't know who you are. Don't know what you're talking about." And I said his name, and she truly went to bat for him. I'll praise her on that because she was not giving me anything. Until when I found her social media and found that she had a fiance and said, well, if you don't tell me, then I'll tell him.
Oh, yes.
She's okay. Leverage.
And I never did. It's not my business. But she then went ahead and told me everything, and they're still together.
Oh, what a kick in the pants.
Oh, my.
No, in hindsight, did me a favour, and all's good and well, but it was awful, especially when you're pregnant.
Oh my God, Sally, brave of you, though. At least you got the truth.
The emotions.
Yeah.
Catherine in Glenmore Park, tell us about your boyfriend.
Oh, hi, guys. I was seeing this guy for 12 months, so a bit of context. Early 90s, didn't have a mobile phone. He was in the Army and stayed at the Army barracks on base. So he would come up to my place every Friday night and leave Sunday night. This was for a year.
Yeah.
He never missed a weekend. Year anniversary, didn't turn up. I couldn't call him. Thought it was very strange to receive a phone call.
Yeah.
This woman goes, Are you Catherine? Yes, I am. Do you know this guy? His name? I said, yes. And she said, well, I just wanted to let you know that I'm his wife.
Oh, he's a big one.
What did you say?
Devastated. And then we sort of put a few things together, and it turns out that he also had a fiancée.
Oh, 3 girls on the go.
Yep. So he told the other two, the wife and the fiancée, that he was off on tour or something.
Yeah.
When he was with me, because, as a wife, if my husband was away every weekend, I'd be thinking something's going on.
Different sort of tour of duty.
So, Kath, he was seeing you every weekend. When was he seeing?
Weekend.
When was he seeing the wife and the fiancé? During the week.
Maybe told them I'm in wherever on tour.
Yeah.
In the Army, so I don't know.
How do you coordinate that?
I don't know. I was absolutely shattered. My first love. It was just, and you know what? I never spoke to him again.
That's it.
I never.
Gone.
That's it.
Have you? There's got to be some element in you, Kath, that you want to find out what he's doing now. Have you checked?
No, I actually never have because I've got a happy life now with my husband.
Doesn't matter.
Kids and nope, that's it. He's lost.
Catherine, great story. Thanks for sharing. Tommy, your sister's husband's been calling me.
What? Oh, mate, that is so basic.
About 20 calls yesterday
so much
from your
better than
your
that.
sister's husband.
Which is a bit weird because you've got your top off at the moment and you're limping.
And I'll bust your hammy if you want, and then you really are Michael Clarke.
He's furious. See, you were up at
And you've just
Noosa.
booked a flight to India, which is...
Where were you on December 17th, your dog?
No, ask your sister.
Man,
All right, where were we?
So
You've got some more coming through.
Do we?
Yeah, you got some. Do you want some more?
Yeah, I want more
continue this,
calls.
Tom?
Yeah, it's heavy. It's juicy.
Yeah, there's another one. It's quite juicy, involving a woman who is confronted by her boyfriend's secret lover.
Oh, brilliant. Get her on next. Michelle in 5 Doc. What was the story that you found yourself in?
I was suspicious that my ex-boyfriend was cheating on me with his ex-girlfriend. So I created a fake email address and emailed her pretending to be him.
Yes.
And got the full story out of her of what had happened.
Oh, she fully opened. She got sucked in, fully opened up.
So you
told me everything.
So you had evidence to go back to him,
Yes.
Michelle. What was his reaction when you showed him the evidence?
Oh, completely shocked.
Yep.
He couldn't believe I did that.
Gee, did well.
He had nothing to say. He was busted. I had all the evidence. He went on holidays with her, and that's when I got into his email and found all the email trace, built up my case, and then just went boom.
Michelle, how do you, in a relationship with someone, how does your partner go on a holiday with an ex-girlfriend?
Well, he lied because he said he was going away. He was meeting his brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I believed him.
all of a sudden.
Absolute dog.
Yeah.
Michelle,
Back to
you should
Noosa.
be a detective here.
Yeah.
I don't mind it or a
I
private.
know.
Very good.
Well
I mean,
done.
did you get off on it? Were you actually enjoying it? Well, I know it's a horrible
Yeah, I
situation.
did.
Yeah, I did.
Ah, loved it.
Well done, Michelle. Kayla in Thornley, you both confronted your cheating boyfriend together. How did that happen, Kayla?
So I actually got a message from this girl about a year before everything came to light and was convinced that she was, a classic 18-year-old that was just crazy with him and it was nothing. So I, similar to Michelle, made a Instagram account to keep tabs on things, and a year later she messaged it saying, "Stop being obsessed with your ex's new girlfriend." So the conversation started that I was still with him and that she was still with him, but neither of us wanted to send evidence. So we decided to meet up, and when we met up, we were going through each other's messages. He was calling and texting both of us while we were physically together, and we knew that he would never admit to it. So we're like, we have to go and confront him together. Yeah. So one of her best friends turned up. All three of us drove to his house.
Wow.
She knocked on his door while her best friend and I were hiding. And then once he opened the door, all three of us just stood there and was like, "So what are you going to say?" He had nothing sort of to say. He obviously didn't want to say anything because he knew that the stories would be poked holes in.
Yeah.
And so we left, but unknown to him, he didn't know we drove there together. So after we left, he was calling us, both of us, saying like, "Oh, now it's out in the open. I can leave her and be with you."
Oh!
He did not learn.
He's doubled down.
No. Yeah, he didn't realise that because obviously he was just trying to, he'd been with both of us for about a year, so he was just trying to get one of us to stick around, but didn't realise we were still physically together and
Together
listening
at the
to
moment
each
in
other's
time.
phone calls.
Kayla, is he with anyone now? Do you know?
I believe so.
I believe so.
I mean, this was like 5 or 6 years ago. So the other girl and I have been together with our own partners for about 3 years now.
Well done, Kayla.
And did you film it for TikTok?
No. No.
I wish. I really felt like someone should have been hiding in the bushes for us.
Cheated.
Do you know, in a way, you sort of want every new girlfriend he gets. You just want to
remind him.
You just want to have a conversation with them.
Well, remember there was that
Just a heads
website
up,
called
this is what he's done.
Don'tDateHim.com.
Yeah.
Remember
but
that?
But see, that you can't. You don't know
not fair.
who's lying or not. There's some
No.
jilted lovers there. Because I went on there and made a few things up.
Did you?
Yep.
Now, your trip to Noosa?
Massive trouble. Apparently it's illegal.
Well, worth a laugh. All right, you're in the running, guys. Well done. Free for 23.
Oh, we got one more, Tom. You want to go one more?
Yeah,
You're a
if you want
psycho.
one more.
Lauren from Kellyville. Hi, Loz.
Hi, how are you?
Good, what's
now,
happening?
you were confronted by your ex's partner.
Yes. So we got back in contact and everything was going well. We went on a few dates. We planned to go interstate. And then she dropped that bombshell. I was contacted out of nowhere. And then she said that she's pregnant and they're having a baby.
Oh, my gosh.
That
Okay.
is... So where do you go next? Because I would try to conspire, but what did you do?
I gave her everything. Like, I sent her screenshots of messages and then we'd be planning to, like I said, go interstate. I just sent her everything and she saved them and she said she was going to confront him. And then, I never heard anything after, but I was so shocked.
It's horrible.
Tommy, if we deliberately not put any guys on, like it's given blokes look terrible for the past half an hour on this topic.
It's terrible.
The guys of Sydney have looked horrible.
Yeah.
Absolute dog.
I agree.
Sexist, I would suggest
No,
this is. I'm in
it's
shock.
what we
I'm
got.
disgusted, Tom.
I think all of these
Innocent.
guys that these girls are talking about as well are Australian cricketers.
Are they really? It's just extraordinary.
So I'm just saying it's cricketers.
One in all.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Whipper podcast.